Base your answers to questions 69 to 71 or the weather map below and on your knowledge of earth science. The map shows the center of a low pressure system. The location for Albany, New York is shown. So we're number 69. The station model below represents the weather conditions for Albany, New York. All right. So it says complete the table of your answer booklet by indicating the weather conditions represented on the station for Albany, New York. So on the answer booklet, and let me just switch that over here. So on the answer booklet, we need to figure out the dew point, the amount of cloud cover, the barometric pressure, and the present weather. All right, so let's start with the dew point. On our reference tables, page 13, you'll notice that the dew point is located on the bottom left, right? And it's in Fahrenheit. So the number that's on the bottom left is going to be my dew point. So when I'm looking right here for the question, my dew point is going to be 64 degrees Fahrenheit. So I know my dew point is going to be 64 degrees. The amount of cloud cover, if you look at your reference tables, the cloud cover is determined by how much the circle is shaded in. You see, it says cloud cover is 75% on the reference tables because it's 75% shaded in. So when I look here, I notice that my cloud cover is completely shaded in. So if it's 100% shaded in, then that lets me know my cloud cover is also going to be 100%. The barometric pressure now deals with the top number, right? So when I take a look, maybe this is right here, my barometric pressure, you see how the number 196, and when I'm taking it outside of the reference tables, I still see 196, but there's a 10 in front, right? And there's a decimal, so that decimal added to it as well. So I'm going to convert my number out of the reference tables, all right? So the rule is, if it's less than 500, I'm going to add a 10 in front. If it's more than 500, I'm going to add a 9. So I know that this is less than 500, so I'm going to add a 10 in front. And then after that, you add a decimal between the second and last number, which would be right here. So then when I do my full number, right, the 10 in front, and add a decimal between the second and last number, your answer ends up being 1000.9. And so when I take a look, it ends up being 1000.9. All right. Last is the present weather. The present weather located here is this symbol. Because if you take a look at your reference tables, I'm just going to clear it up. All right. So if you see right here, the present weather symbol is going to be that symbol directly to the left. And I look at this chart to find the present weather. So therefore, when I look at the chart, I see right here the present weather is this symbol which matches up with haze. So therefore, that's going to let me know that the present weather is haze. And your final answer to show everything, I'm just going to show it on the answer sheet right here, is right here. Dew point 64 degrees Fahrenheit, cloud cover 100%, barometric pressure 1000.9, and present weather is haze. All right. Now for 70. When we look It says write the standard two-letter air mass symbol to identify air mass that normally forms over the Gulf of Mexico. All right. So therefore, I see the Gulf of Mexico is located right here, right? The Gulf of Mexico is located right here. So when I take a look, the Gulf of Mexico, right? It's on water. And I know that it has a very low latitude because it's hot. So what two-letter air mass is going to be warm and created on water, which would be wet. So when we take a look, we see that the air mass is going to be warm and wet. And so therefore, warm and wet air mass is going to be maritime tropical, which is equal to MT. So your answer is going to be MT. We'll take a look. All right. And then we'll do number 71. So it says, identify one process that causes clouds to form in the moist air rising along the frontal boundaries of the low pressure system. Identify one process that causes clouds to form. If we remember when we're talking about the clouds to form, we remember the process is caused by REC, right? They tell us that moist air is already rising, which covers R. But remember, what does the rest of the letters stand for to create clouds? Once you have moist air rising, then the air has to expand. Then the air has to cool, right? Cooling. And then finally, condensation occurs. Condensation. So if you mention any one of these processes, condensation, cooling, or expanding, you would be correct. And I'm going to show you your response right over here. Any of these would be fine for number 71. All right, we'll end here. You can see the rest of the problems on the next video.